What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our match reaction on what has been a crazy last night in the Champions League format phase. We'll talk you through the permutations of exactly what has happened over the last few minutes. If you stuck with us in the watch along, we stayed live because there was still some really important games to be played. A result in Benfica that's absolutely nuts, and we'll move on to in a minute. But we did, of course, beat Qarabag tonight by 6-0. We end up in third place in the Champions League table, and we'll walk you through that in a moment. We'll talk about Liverpool's performance, of course. We'll talk about the goal scorers. But the big news of the evening is that Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle, they're all in the playoff to get into the last 16 of the Champions League. The way the results went as well, right at the death there, Benfica scored a fourth goal to go 4-2 up against Real Madrid, meaning it pushed Benfica into the last playoff spot, knocked Marseille out of it. Marseille go out of this season's Champions League after a very confusing time over in Benfica because they didn't know what was going on. They were 3-2 up, thought they were happy, then they were getting word down they needed a fourth. Goalkeeper goes up for a free kick at the end of the game and he scores a header, Alisson Becker style, and they win a 4-2. Absolute scenes over in Benfica, lads. It was nuts. So, that Benfica goal was something off FC26, a crypto go. It's Alisson Becker-esque, mate, wasn't it? Alisson Becker-esque. So yeah, Man City take the last automatic qualifying spot. Real Madrid go into the playoffs, like I've said, as do Inter, PSG, Newcastle, Juventus, Atletico, Atalanta, Leverkusen, Dortmund, Olympiacos, Club Brugge, Galatasaray, Monaco, Qarabag in the playoffs, Bodo Glimt and Benfica. The teams out of this season's Champions League: Marseille, Pafos, Union Saint-Gilloise, PSV Eindhoven, Athletic Club Bilbao, Napoli, Copenhagen, Ajax, Frankfurt, Slavia Prague, Villarreal and Karat Almaty all out of the Champions League. Eddie said, tonight's result will not change my opinion. The manager still needs to go. I'm not being sucked into this result. He's making our club a laughingstock. Well, Eddie, look, tonight is a night that we should be happy about as Liverpool fans for a win because it takes us into the top 8. But whatever happened tonight was not going to change my view. And I said it before the game. Winning the game 15-0 wouldn't have changed my view because it's a game that we should be winning. That being said, we got to take positives when they present themselves, mate, and we got to be grateful for doing the right things. And we won the game 6-0. Hopefully, a bit of confidence will be restored to some of the players. And I'll try and take some small positives from it. But like you, I'm in no way convinced. I'm not going to change my mind on it. The manager's job should be gone. But we've done our part tonight and got the result, which puts us into the top 8, meaning no playoff round for the Reds, so 2 less games. The downside of the night was, of course, the injury to Jeremy Frimpong after less than 3 minutes, and we don't know the extent of that injury yet, but it looks like we're going to have serious headaches in the fence for the short to medium term anyway. Who plays at right back? I don't know. Will Canada be back and available for the game of the weekend? I don't know. But we're going to have a far tougher test against Newcastle than we did tonight against our friends from Azerbaijan. No slot reaction to Fede's goal. Can't stand him. I'm glad I'm not the only one, Tom, that was annoyed by that. If you don't know what we're talking about, when Fede scored his goal, the camera panned to slot and there was nothing. Just almost a look of scorn on his face. It was weird. Now, I don't know if he just stopped celebrating at that point because it was 6 or something else, but it was nuts. Virgil got himself 3 assists tonight as well. Your man of the match poll is open, ladies and gentlemen. Your options are Florian Wirtz, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Soboslai or Hugo Ekitike. Do vote away. Julio Cesar said, on top of being a Liverpool fan, I'm also a Porto fan and I don't like Benfica, but Real deserve that. Yeah, look, I'm always up for a bit of shutting up Madrid, mate, to be honest. I am. I don't like Real Madrid one bit. And the entitlement caught up with them because you could see even Bellingham there right at the end bitching at the referee again. And they've got themselves a nice little playoff round now. And as do Paris Saint-Germain, as do Newcastle. So for us, look, we are safely tucked into the last 16. And for that, of course, I'm very grateful. Joshua Lynch said, only if we could play like that in the league. Well, can I just stop you there for a second, Joshua? Because that wasn't a good performance, mate. it was a good win, but if I actually sat there with my tactical hat on, I could pull that apart, especially in the first half, and find lots of flaws. That being said, it is a win, and we should enjoy it. Slot looked fuming when Chiesa scored, but proud of the lads and Chiesa. So happy for him. You can see the lads love that he scored, and Salah free kick was class. Yeah, you could definitely see for Virgil anyway. He set up Chiesa, ran straight over to him. It was a lovely free kick as well, the Mohamed Salah one, the reverse of the Dominic Szoboszlai one the other day. He rolls it back to Salah and Salah buried it. And look, it was a very welcome goal for Mo. A brace for Maka, a goal for Wirtz, a goal for Ekitike. The only downside of the evening, like I said, was that injury to Jeremy Frimpong. And we do hope that it isn't a serious one, but, you know, it looks like it'll be a while anyway. I'm a little upbeat for the first time this season. Good feeling, mate, said Itachi. Good. Honestly, I'm glad to hear you're upbeat. You know, this is what you should feel. You know, we won a game of football. You should be feeling a bit upbeat about it. Absolutely. And no way their goalie scored in 90+8 to qualify. I know, it's so crazy, isn't it? And it was a good header, like Alisson's one. It was a good header. And he only got the go-ahead last second there for Mourinho to go up as well, because it was a bit of... There was a bit of miscommunication because the Benfica goalkeeper was wasting time, but then the camera panned into the stands where the higher-ups were aware of the situation, so they were pushing them forward then. And then they got a free kick right at the end and the keeper scores a header, like you said. Absolute madness. Can we win the Champions League? No. Isak back for it, we hope. Look, we beat a very average team. It changes nothing for me other than it's a good evening for us as Liverpool fans. But no, I'm not sitting here thinking we will or can win the Champions League based off that performance. Let's see how we get on Saturday, because we need to back it up. Now, the good part of tonight was that he got to rest some players. He got to take some players off early, and he got to give Rio and Nalo and Neoni minutes. That's always a good thing. Always a good thing. And resting those players up, again, will be a good thing. And let's hope for a good performance of the weekend against Newcastle, because, yeah, it's a big game, as is the Man City one after it. Not saying that as a fact, but I have a recollection that Edwards left the club the first time because Klopp wanted more control and power on transfers. So if true, makes sense that Slot is still here and the blame is more on Edwards than Slot. Look, there's certainly blame to go around, and there are things that Slot has done so poorly that I can't say it's only because of those above him. Let's not rewrite history here a little bit as well. We were given a bounty in the summer of players to be brought in to improve us. Wirtz, Ekitike, Isak, Frimpong, all brought in to improve us. Kirkes. So we've gone backwards in that scenario. There's always going to be some games we win and some games we do well. No problem with that. But this changes nothing. For me, if it changes it for you, I wish you the very best and I'm delighted for you. But for me, it doesn't do anything, because it's a game that, let's be honest, when the Champions League draw was made and the fixtures were out, that was the team that you thought was the easiest gimme of the whole lot. So, and with regards to the Edwards and Slot stuff, it's certainly believed that there was a disagreement behind the scenes between them, but of course we don't know the full ins and outs of that or to what extent. But I'm with you, it feels like there was something to that disagreement. Irish Dan said, Craig, a good win today. What a day of football. Love the channel, bro. Keep up the great work. P.S. Connor's videos are great as well. Nice one. Delighted to hear that, Dan. And I'm really proud of Connor doing the videos as well in the mornings. He's certainly starting to make them his own. Drinking Madrid and Marseille tears, bloody loving it. Yeah, that's definitely an upside. Don't forget, folks, your man of the match poll is there. Wirtz, Alexis McAllister, Szoboszlai, Hugo Ekitike are the options for you. So I've seen a lot of shouts for VVD as well in the chat. Craig removed his comment. Whose comment did I remove? I didn't remove a comment. Somebody else removed one. I haven't removed a comment. Yeah, I haven't removed any comments that I'm aware of. So again, if you're saying I removed something, which one was it? Because I haven't deleted a comment tonight at all. I don't think. Have a feeling Isak will have a hard way to find his place in that squad once he's renewed. Well, look, he's got a point to prove now. He's got a point to prove. He's got to come back and earn that spot now. VVD got 3 assists. Right. That's great. But is there more to it? Like, VVD got 3 assists, please, on the man of the match poll. Look, don't be that person that thinks, and I'm not saying you're right or wrong here, by the way, but please don't be a stat merchant. VVD, the reason he's not in our man of the match poll is that he's 5th in the average ratings that you vote for. So you're giving out to us about it, but ironically, it's your ratings that are putting him there, because it's the ratings that give us the top 4 players for the man of the match poll. So be angry at yourself. Yeah, so on that one. But 3 assists for a centre-back is certainly crazy. And he could have had a goal as well. He's probably unlucky not to pick out the top corner with one. I thought Endo put a nice shift in. Positive night. Look, do you want my honest opinion on the right side? We're going to be ripped to shreds on the right side. Like, the second half, Qarabag didn't even really get out of their half. But if you look at it in the first half, they created plenty. And we were very easy to play through. And down that right-hand side, I am concerned for the weekend. I wonder, if Jones has recovered, will he stick Jones in on the right side? Or hopefully Gomez is back maybe, put him in on the right side. I mean, yeah, it'd be interesting to see who we have available. Again, because we don't know the Canade situation. We don't know the latest there and what's going on. We know he's obviously grieving the loss of his father, and completely understandable. We don't really know the extent of the Gomez situation. Yeah. Got to be a lot of juicy ties in the playoffs, said Ashley Dooley. There is. It's very interesting. And I'm certainly glad we aren't in them. We've earned our place in the last 16, which is what you want when you start a league format. So yeah, look, it is mad because outside of 2 very strange results, the home 4-1 beating the PSV Eindhoven and the loss away to Galatasaray, you even turn one of them around and you're back up into the top 2 again. So yeah, European form this season more often than not has been good. Absolutely. And sometimes it is a nice welcome break from your domestic challenges. And we've done our job tonight. So well done to everybody in that. They've done their job. Dennis said, expected win. Can't take anything away from them, but nothing changes for me. Wait until the next league game and we'll see. Love you, Craig. For me tonight, look, it's happiness that we win. But like you, it doesn't form or change my opinion on a player or a manager. I'm just happy that we came through. Look, there is a downside tonight, and it's the injury. And that's definitely the biggest buzzkill of tonight was the injury to Jeremy Frimpong. And that leaves us, even lighter at defence than we already are. So it'll be an interesting remaining few days of the window. I don't see us, dipping our toes in the market, but maybe, you never know. Where is that Benfica goal ranking craziness? Oh, it's honestly right up there because there was so much on it for both sides in that game. If Madrid got an equaliser, Madrid would have gone into the top 8 and knocked City back down. If Benfica didn't get the goal, then the 3-2 win was no good to either of them. So Benfica getting that 4th goal pushed them up, Marseille down. It was madness. It was a very fun, entertaining end to the Champions League phase there, sitting back and watching. Good result for Chelsea as well, going to Naples and beating Napoli 3-2. And yeah, just to confirm for everybody, the top 8 teams in this season's Champions League. and show you how many English teams are in it. Arsenal top the table. Bayern Munich come in second, then Liverpool in third. Spurs into fourth place ahead of Barcelona, which is nuts. Chelsea, Sporting, Man City. Every English club in the top 8. That shows you the strength and depth of the Premier League and how good a league it is right now. Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea, Man City, everybody in the top 8 of the Champions League. That's crazy. LFC Pranav, Athletic Juve, Club Brugge or Galatasaray in the round of 16. I don't want to play Galatasaray again because that was a very frustrating game. Atletico Madrid I'd put into that bracket as well. Club Brugge or Juventus will be an interesting one. So let's wait and see what happens. Okay, a good result, but can't help but feel that the players are only up for it because it's a Champions League game and it was a good performance. But that performance needs to happen every week. Oh, Newcastle missed out. Sorry, you're right. I forgot about Newcastle. How many bleeding Jesus? How many teams have we got in it? Sorry, you're right on Newcastle. Spot on. Yeah, I forgot Newcastle. Sorry. My apologies on that one. You're all right on that one. I forgot about Newcastle. But they are in the playoffs, so they've still made their way through. They weren't knocked out. They just go into the playoffs. But yeah, you're absolutely spot on that one. On the good performance, I don't even think it was essentially a good performance tonight. I think it was just not a very good team playing a team that were better. So it's hard to say how good it was or how bad it was. Because even when I said that there were moments in the first half that we were open a bit, it's hard to know quite how bad that was. Because would better opposition have punished us more? A lot of hypotheticals, of course, but what we can take for granted is we're safely in the top 8. We won the game 6-0, and the only downside for today is the injury to Frimpong. That's it. For me, the fact people are so impressed shows how bad it is. Good win, but fully expected to win the game. Any team at that point, it doesn't change anything for me. I said it before the game, a 15-0 win wouldn't have changed anything for me. But beating Newcastle and Man City, that would make me sit up and take notice. Genuinely. So let's see what does happen at the weekend. What we do have a bit of an advantage over Newcastle is they have to travel back from Paris. Not the longest journey, but they do. They also probably had to leave more players on later into the game, trying to get into that top 8 and get a win. We were able to rest some players up. And of course, we're at home again on Saturday. So, there's certainly some positives to be taken from that regard. Does Maka concern you, that midfield, with a lack of pace? There was one moment in the first half, Stevie boy, where I think it was inside the semicircle or centre circle. Qarabag player dropped the shoulder, almost did a Ryan Gravenberch and let the ball roll across him. And Maka looked like he was running in toffee. He couldn't get near him, catch up with him. And he didn't even look, coming off the pitch at half time, he looked unhappy. So yeah, it does concern me. We need somebody in there with a bit more aggression, and we need somebody in there with, certainly more legs. Maka looks exhausted this season. For once, I disagree, Craig. This season, Liverpool are more likely to go further in the Champions League than the Premier League, as Jamie Carragher said. I recall 2005 when we're not the best side, but we won it. Please for Federico. I don't know what we're disagreeing on there, Mark. I have no doubt that we can go further in it than last season. I just don't think we can win it, Mark. And you can't, I think, as a club, put all your eggs in the Champions League basket and the hope that you win it and not look after the league form. Because the league form, we're in a dogfight for the top 5 right now. We're 6th. So, we've got United, we've got Newcastle, we've got other teams in and around us, Chelsea. So, look, we can go deep in the Champions League, but I don't think we can win it. And that's what it would take for me to say, okay, the man deserves to keep his job. And I don't want it to get that bad. Because let's say, for instance, we draw with Newcastle or Man City and others around us win their games. We're losing more ground again then on the teams in and around us. So, I I don't actually disagree at all with you on that we could go deeper in the Champions League. I find it a leap to think we can win it. But I'd love to be proved wrong on that one, mate. You know, I'm never going to be unhappy if a club wins the Premier or wins the Champions League. But let's wait and see what happens. We can beat anyone. Everyone is average, including us, said Sonder. Well, let's wait and see what happens. You know, we've done tonight's job. Brilliant. Now let's see what happens against Newcastle and Manchester City. Find the Pass said perfect Champions League night. Madrid, F off. Marseille and PSG. You'll never walk alone. Yeah, it was certainly an enjoyable one watching Real Madrid players get really pissed off, get 2 red cards, and not make the top 8. That was enjoyable, definitely. But seriously, the moment of the night has to be that Benfica goalkeeper header. What a crazy end to the Champions League format that was. Right, let's look at some of the stats from tonight's game. So, we had 56% possession. Qarabag had 44%. Liverpool, look at the shots, lads. This tells you the level of opposition we're up against, being realistic. 37 shots. 37. 11 on target. Qarabag, 5 shots, 1 on target. Dangerous attacks, 81 for Liverpool, 26 for Qarabag. Corners, 14 for the Reds, 1 for Qarabag. Total passes, 504 for Liverpool, 405 for the Azerbaijani side. Pass and accuracy percentage, 89 for the Reds, 84 for Qarabag, and tackle 17-21. I'm only in after training. Honest opinion on the match. It was a professional performance that did what we needed to do. And it was good from a few points of view. Chiesa got himself a goal in front of the cop, which was a nice moment. Rio got minutes. Leone got minutes. Nalo got minutes. Salah got himself a goal, which will hopefully boost his confidence. Maka got himself a brace. Wirtz continues his good goal scoring. The pick of the night, or the moment of the night for us, for me, was Hugo Ekitike's goal. I don't know about everybody else, but Hugo Ekitike's goal was my favourite moment of the night. Virgil played the ball out from defence, and Ekitike's on the halfway line, and the defender goes to challenge for the ball, but he knocks it past him. Then another defender comes, he knocks it past him, and then he's running edge of the box, and it's just a nice little finish past the keeper. That, and then Salah's free kick as well, which, well, it wasn't a direct free kick, it was rolled back by Szoboszlai, but it was a really, really good finish from Mo. So yeah, definitely some positives to take from that. Can we rename our Champions League squad now? Yes, you can. For the knockout phase, you have to submit your team again. So let's say you brought in players during the January window on that, Carl, or whatever. Yes. Or if you have players that you hadn't added in that you want to add in now, or you couldn't before that you can now, yes, there will be a new set of squad listings put in. Thank God we had no wind tonight, said Gary Jenkins. Well, I did, Gary. You weren't on the stream with us, but I had a bit of wind. Just ask anybody on the watch along. There was a moment. There was no eye contact, though. Endo at right back for the rest of the Premier League season. Oh, mate, he's so slow. I think we'd be torn apart. Really, I do. Like, I feel like we're almost talking ourselves into some very strange thought processes here. If you're asking, is that what's going to happen instead of that's what should happen? If Gomez comes back, he's an option. But let me just run something up the flagpole for you. There's talk that maybe we bring back Costas. At this point, I'd be doing that anyway, because that gives us another fullback. I know it's on the wrong side, but a fullback's a fullback. And we just don't have enough. We don't know how long Frimpong's out for, but it didn't look good. So, you know, let's say that's 4 to 6 weeks, just as a guesstimate. We know that Bradley's out for the foreseeable, so we've nobody at right back now. So he's probably going to go Jones, Szoboszlai, Endo, something like that, or Gomez if he's back. But we don't know the Gomez situation because we're not really sure where he's at with his hip injury. Would you accept a package of Jones and cash for Van de Ven? I would, but I'd still it'd still be sad losing the Scouts' heartbeat in the team. But for that deal in its own separate thing, yes. Depending on the numbers involved, obviously, the cash, yes. What about Ramsey? Well, I don't know Champions League squad wise the situation with Ramsey, but the manager said last week, well, he kind of ran him down a bit, didn't he, when he said he had better options than Calvin Ramsey. But let's see now if those options are tested and if Ramsey does come back in as an option, because certainly he's a right back at the club, so you're not wrong on that one. But will he go out on loan? Surely he can't now at this point. Does anyone think we're going to make a bit of a last minute addition in the window, by the way? You know, with the injuries now at right back that we have, with the lack of depth we have at centre back, does anybody think you're going to see a change come in? There's a lot of trolls on the chat tonight, isn't there? This channel is a joke, is it? It must be a really funny joke then, because a lot of people seem to get the joke. But again, you've got nothing to add, do you? Like, all these dickheads that come in slagging everybody off, that's all you have. You've got nothing to add. You've got no counterpoint. You've got no valid points to make. You just have hate because you're a miserable, sad, pathetic, lonely little prick. So you go around the internet staying in your pit of misery while the rest of us get on with our lives, try to put a smile on each other's faces, support each other, be there for each other, love each other and show some kindness. Meanwhile, you can just go around wishing you were me. But that's okay, dude. I'm me. It's pretty cool. Rabadan. So I predict Liverpool, Bodo Glimt in the final bucket. I'll say no on that one, mate, for the time being. Arsenal have the corners, Liverpool have the free kicks. Said find the pass. Yeah, that's it. We just need to just win free kicks all over the shop. Simple as. Why do you pay attention to hate comments? Come on. I've read one out. One. All night. Mate, if you've seen the amount in the chat, for me to read out one, and I didn't even bring it up on screen, like, come on. Dude, I've been called everything under the sun there tonight by people in the comments, and I haven't bit on it. So come on, give me a bit of credit. I think I've dealt with it quite well. Right, the man of the match poll. Oh, it's a close one. So if you haven't voted, please do. It seems to be a two-horse race between Florian Wirtz and Alexis McAllister. So do vote away if you haven't voted yet. And also don't forget to submit your player ratings. If you'd like to do so, all you need to do is be part of the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp. And for another little incentive to join, why not? You join the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp, you can also enter into our giveaway to win a signed Steven Gerrard frame shirt completely free. Not bad for a channel that's a joke, isn't it? Scan the QR code below or use the link in the description for further details. And again, we will be giving away one item every month with thanks to our friends at the Collector's Corner. And in the bottom right hand corner there as well, you can see, use the code Anfield Agenda 1 to get yourself 20% off. Yeah, again, not bad though. Don't see other channels giving away stuff to their subscribers over and over again. Not bad for a channel of a joke. But here's the joke. We love our community. They mean the world to us. And we do things for them. Not for the dickheads that come in to try and belittle us. We do it for the people who are here with us every night, sharing this journey with us. The good points and the bad. You all go around your little pits of misery on the internet, but this ain't the place for you. It ain't your playground. Worried about Saturday's game, said Harry. Dom will be at right back and it'll be unbalanced, the team again. He won't play Ramsey though. Tough game, Slot under massive pressure. To be fair, we are under pressure in the league. Not just the manager, everyone, the whole club. So, day-to-day playing stuff, Slot has come in for a lot of criticism. For me and lots of others. But I think there is a fairness to, if you give them the attention, that's what they want. Do you not think, after 8 years of doing this, Abdullah, that I know that? Honestly, do you know? But I'm a human being, Abdullah. Let me ask you a question. If somebody was emailing you or messaging to say they're going to rape your autistic child, would you be annoyed about it? If people were sending bomb threats to your show, to the club, that the police have got involved in, would you be annoyed by it? If people were doxing you, putting your phone number and address out, would you be annoyed by it? So if you think I bite on these little pricks, you should see what I don't do publicly and what have been sent, Abdullah. So with all due respect, stop the condescension. I'm well aware of how to deal with people that have been trolling me for 8 years. And like I said, walk a mile in my shoes, bro, before telling me how to act. Because I'm very restrained, considering some of the stuff, personal stuff, at me, my family, my children, my channel, my community. So please stop telling me that I have to ignore it. That shouldn't be the standard. The standard should be that people act respectfully. End of. It shouldn't be ignore the bad behaviour, because that doesn't stop the bad behaviour. We, as a people, as a community on this planet, need to stand up and say that shit isn't acceptable. Not turning a blind eye to it. Because turning a blind eye to it allows it to grow. It becomes the norm. People think it's acceptable levels of behaviour. Out on the road, that shit gets you a black eye or a broken jaw. But on the internet, people love the anonymity that it provides them. So for me, mate, in my community, in our community, it's about being respectful. And if they show that, they'll get it back. If they don't show that, they can fuck off. It's as simple as that. But please think about this. The onus shouldn't always be on everybody else to ignore the bad behaviour. The onus should be on people to behave better. That's the standard we should be looking to put in society, mate. Hey, Craig. Sorry, $7 isn't much, mate. I have zero expectation of anybody. So please, just know this, Josh. Your support being here with us is all I ever need, mate. Your comments, your support of the channel, the community, all we ever need. $7 is more than you will ever know to me, mate, because it means you think enough of us, mate, to put your hard earned in. You don't need to, but we appreciate it. So please don't ever apologise or nothing like that. Hope you and your family are well. Finally a convincing win. Up the Reds. Family are good, thank you, bro. Yeah, family are good. Yeah, family are good. Just tonight's one of those interesting nights because it's a good result that we should be happy about, and we rightly are. But let's not get carried away either way about thinking things are fixed. Let's see how we get on. Because Saturday's result, if we win on Saturday, that's a far bigger statement for me. And one that I will absolutely be happy to give credit for. Because that's going to be a tough game. And so will the Manchester City one. And I just, I think we need to be mindful that, cool, we're good in the Champions League and that's great and long may that continue. But, we need to pull up the slack in the league as well. We can't have a gap opening us or us, falling away from those places. Because as Mo Chatra said the other day, if we don't qualify for the Champions League or in the Europa League, that's a minimum of £50 million the club would lose. If we don't qualify for European football at all, that would be £100 million. That's a lot, to cover in wages and stuff. Didn't mean to be offensive. No, you weren't offensive at all, dude. You weren't offensive at all, Abdullah. Sorry. I just mean, I get tired of being told the same thing over and over again. Just ignore them. I know you say it from a kind-hearted place because you want the best for me. I get it. But it's just, like I said, you don't see everything that goes on, mate. And sometimes it's gotten that bad that I don't even want to turn the computer on because I feel so upset about some of the stuff that we've been sent. But this, on the other side of it, it's people like you that make our community, that are that kind, mate. So please, sorry if I came across like I was having a pop at you, Abdullah. Didn't mean to. Just, it can be tough at times. It can be tough, bro. Sorry you have to deal with such crap. Much love. That's all right. I would say I'm all right with it, but I'm not. I'm here. I'm here to be shot at. I'm here to be pulled down. I put myself in the position. I'm in front of the camera. I'm in the opinions game. People can talk about me all they want. Slag me, no problem. But the family stuff is, the family stuff's where it gets a little bit below the belt. Well said. Love the straight talking. Inspirational. I just think it's just too easy, to turn your back and say, well, ignore it. Because it just carries on. And there's a reason I'm not on social media. It's because most of the time there isn't the level of moderation that there should be. And I don't want to see anybody else die, hurt themselves, attempt to take their own lives because of feeling unloved, bullied, negative. Yeah, that's why our community is a bit different and why we don't put up with this shit. Because you guys, I know that some of you guys at home, I can't see you. I only see a username, but I know that there will be people who'll be hurting, and sometimes it's just a little laugh or a bit of fun or a bit of escapism that can get you through a day. And you guys have done that for me so many times. Don't read Slot's post match. It gets worse, Craig. Oh no, stop, man, stop. What did he say now? Can we not just have a nice win? What has he said? Oh no, surely it's not that bad. Was bouncing when Benfica scored, said the legend. Yeah, it was such a good moment. It was. One, I don't like Real Madrid very much, but there was almost something poetic there in Mourinho having a nice little dig back at them. Can you give it to Slot tonight for getting it done? I don't know if you haven't watched the streams, mate, or the match reaction. I've given nothing but credit for tonight's result because, we got the job done. But we got the job done against a very average team, and it changes the needle in no way. But we did our job, absolutely. But there is, the downside is that the Frimpong injury, which of course is not down to the coach by any stretch, Jesus, not at all. But that that does sour the evening a little bit. Because that leaves us a little bit short now at right back, which again has nothing to do with Arna, just another unfortunate situation. Right, so he said, can I come back to something I said yesterday? I used the word might, but not everyone is listening about it. Losing to PSG might have helped us. It didn't help us, Arna, and digging your way out of this, mate, is getting more embarrassing. I meant we did not face injuries after that. People want to make my words more ridiculous. This club hits us harder with injuries. Look, he said what he said. He wasn't misquoted. He hasn't accused anybody of misquoting him. You said what you said. Own it. This trying to, can I come back to something, everybody was wrong again bullshit? Come on, mate. They're your words. We're happy to be in the last 16, especially after only 2 years we're in the Europa League and lost to Atalanta. Fuck me. Just shut the fuck up. Just take the win and move on, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. He just seems so intent on taking any goodwill and just going... Even tonight, just say, yeah, we're happy for the win. Delighted to give Rio minutes. Really unlucky what happened with Frimpong. But, we move on. Newcastle at the weekend. He's a... So Connor sends me the quotes. And underneath it, he just said, my God. Fuck. I don't know. Hi, Mr. Houlden. Bagged 6, but didn't make much. Cheers. I don't know what that means. Bagged 6, we scored 6, but didn't make much. I don't know what you mean by that. Look, it's a good result, Reece. And we needed to get the win. And we did what we should have done tonight. Some people suck. Here's money. Thanks. Look, for everyone that is an asshole, mate, there's 100 lovely people. And, they always drown out the negative stuff. Like, I'm very fortunate. This community of ours is like family. Even my wife talks about it like our online family. Like we yeah. But God, how does he say that? Like, lads, I don't know anymore. I don't know. Let's end the man of the match poll anyway. It's very close, but your Anfield Agenda man of the match with 38% of the vote is Alexis McAllister, finishing just ahead of Florian Wirtz in second with 36% of the vote. Hugo Ekitike in third with 14%. Dominic Soboslai with 12%. Even Gerrard is dismantling the result and Slot what you said being an average team. Virgil was man of the match. Was he? He wasn't though. So, what's your point? You vote for the man of the match, dude, not me. And the voting is based off the top 4 players in the ratings. So again, you can get angry at us all you want. We just put up the top 4 that are being voted, and you guys vote for them to be man of the match. If you think Virgil was man of the match, brilliant. Well done, Virgil. 3 assists is certainly not to be sniffed at, and I'm very happy for him. But like I said, we only go off your lead. So if you get angry at anyone, don't let it be me, because, don't shoot the messenger. Arne slot on if Liverpool will consider a short-term signing or even a loan. Oh God, the word loan makes me shudder. We as a club always make smart decisions. Do you want me to read that line back for you again so you can just make sure you didn't mishear it? We as a club always make smart decisions. So smart that you sit there and watch Mark A go to Man City. Fucking genius that. We look at the long term. We don't have 4 right backs and 12 number 9s. That's not how it works. I don't even know what he's talking about. Who asked for 12 number 9s or 4 right backs? Imagine a manager being asked, with the injury crisis you're facing now, Arne, and the window's still open, do you think it's possible that you might do something? We don't have 12 number 9s and 4 right backs. That's not how this works. Fuck me. Arne Slot hoping to have Joe Gomez back for Saturday, but it might be tight. He's also hoping to have Canade back too, and Curtis Jones. Depends on how his sickness evolves, said Lewis Steele. Well, hopefully we do have some of those guys back for the weekend. Love your content, Craig. Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate that. Folks, don't forget, you can still submit your player ratings. I'm going to be recording the player ratings video now in a few minutes. So if you would like to submit your player ratings, make sure you're part of the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp, and you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone by also entering our giveaway to win a signed Steven Gerrard frame shirt completely free. We will be giving away 1 signed item every month throughout 2026 with thanks to our friends at the Collector's Corner. Scan the QR code below or use the link in the description for further details. And when you do enter that QR code or go to the WhatsApp, you will see the form in there to submit for your player ratings as well. I hope it becomes a part of your matchday experience moving forward, and thank you to everyone that does submit them. Connor always averages them out, and then I give him mine, and then we find out together in real time what everybody's thinking. Craig, please stop advertising the giveaway. I don't want competition. I don't give a fuck what you want, Ben. Start your own channel and do whatever the fuck you want. If you don't want competition, that stuff's shit, mate. But ultimately, people have a right to enter it. And I'm going to keep advertising it. But if you don't win it this month, maybe you might win it next month. Or the month after. Or the month after. But come on, dude. I have a duty of care. And I want to make sure everybody has a chance to enter it, because I want everyone to have a chance to win. Right. Gay was enough in January. We don't ask for 10 right backs. I know. Nobody does. Or 12 number 9s. It's mad as well because he makes out like doing something would be a crazy decision, right? And that's not how this club acts, because we're smart. So is he saying that Pep Guardiola at Manchester City are idiots? Because they had injuries and they went and signed a centre-back and they went and signed another attacker. So are they not smart decisions? Is the smart decision not doing anything and not strengthening yourself? That's the smart decision, Arne. Come on. He's just being silly at this point. Slot in / Y Hodgson endgame. Desperate and he hurt that he's unpopular. Hence the defensive BS. Reds give me early birthday prezi 53 tomorrow. Well, happy birthday tomorrow, Didinho. Happy birthday to you. Charles Walsh said, glad to see us win 6-0, but it doesn't change anything. Seeing Frimpong out now worries me greatly. We need 2 at the back, but it's looking unlikely. It's looking really unlikely, unfortunately, dude. Yeah. We as a club make smart decisions. We look to the long term. We don't have 4 right backs and 12 number 9s. That's not how it works here. Don't you know? I was going to watch some comedy tonight, but no need. You cracked me up in a good way. Thank you, Gary. Sometimes I just feel confused tonight, mate, in all honesty. Because I do agree with everyone that it's a good result. But again, it's a result that I expected to happen. I expected us to win the game with ease. And I'm glad that he got to play players and give them minutes, and Chiesa got a goal. And I'm glad that some rest was given to the players for the weekend. But the weekend is far more of a measuring stick for me. Arne Slot on if his Paris Saint-Germain comments were taken out of context a bit. Not a little bit, a lot. I've always tried to be myself and give long answers in a different language. Maybe you miss a certain word. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to say yes or no. Only this is who I am. Come on, Arne. Stop the bullshit. You weren't misquoted. You weren't fucked over by the media. You said that getting knocked out of the Champions League helped us because we had a week to prepare between games to win the league. Nothing about that, mate. Nothing about that is a language barrier. You said it. Maybe one word. Maybe one word you feel a bit hard done by. But you made a point of doubling down to say we had a week between games then after we were knocked out. But the truth of the matter is you were called out in your bullshit very quickly by fans and people who knew we needed 7 points and we were 15 clear at that point. And he's been caught with his pants down again, and now he's trying to just make an excuse around it. And now the language barrier is the idea. There's a language problem now. Fuck off. Just accept that you said something stupid, mate. Put your hands up and move on. Now I'm happy. Arnott will be, if we do, get a PSG, said Zach. Chris Thorne said, good win, but Slot is still there, so bad vibes. Is mental. Like, I just can't believe he just doubles and triples down on the stuff. Tonight was such an easy one for him. Great result. Delighted for the lads. Hopefully the lads got a bit of a breather as well. We were able to take some lads off early. We were able to bring on some of the young lads. Great to give Rio minutes. Great to give Nalo minutes. Great to give Trey Neone minutes. Lovely to see Fede get a goal. We move on to Newcastle at the weekend. We did our job tonight. We're in the top 8 of the Champions League. Let's see what the weekend brings. Easy. That's not what Slot does, though. He goes in and goes, do you remember yesterday? Do you remember the silly shit? Can we talk about the silly shit again? Because I have a big spade here and I want to dig this hole even bigger. So I'm going to stand here and talk more bollocks and make myself look more foolish. But now I'm going to throw in that it's a language barrier. I'm going to throw in that I was misquoted. You're just talking nonsense, bro. Just stop it. Do you live it to the USA if we win? Yes. But on that, or any country, of course, everywhere is open for the prizes. But if there's any taxes or imports or anything like that, that's not on us or our friends at the Collector's Corner. So if, like, for instance, if I get stuff from the UK, I always have to pay import taxes on it because obviously they aren't in the EU. I think it's the same in the States and a few other countries now, if I'm correct. So yeah. That side of it is on the receiver, but the postage and all of that stuff, absolutely, mate, no problem with that. Slot is doing everything he can to deflect from his ineptitude. Trouble is, he's also inept at the deflections. Billy said, I asked my brother if he's willing to take a shot every time Slot says something stupid, and he said, no thanks, I don't want to drink non-stop. Look, I'm going to go and record the player ratings video. So, like I said, if you haven't submitted your ratings, still a chance to do so. You can do so with that QR code. That brings you to our WhatsApp. If you would like to enter the giveaway, you can also do it with that QR code. Don't forget, though, if you spot something on the Collector's Corner that you'd like to treat yourself to, you can get 20% off that with the code Anfield Agenda 1. Trust me, you won't be disappointed with anything you buy from there. I've bought, personally, at least 15 items over the last 18 months from them, and every one of them arrived exactly as I wanted it to and exactly as it should. So can't speak highly enough of them. Very Grateful as well for them to be so generous to step up with us and do a giveaway every month for 2026. So do make sure, if you're following social media, check them out. Not only do they do Liverpool stuff, United stuff, Chelsea stuff, every club you can think of. They also do Formula 1. They also do UFC and lots of other sports as well. Even some movie and memorabilia stuff. So do check them out. Craig, it's mental to think that Real Madrid get knocked out of the Champions League. Your streams and vids recently have been top drawer. You have strong content and structured in a brilliant way. Thank you, Nick. Really appreciate that, my man. A bit of trial and error over the years. We've tried to kind of almost create two different audiences, Nick. We've got a longer form content audience that drop in for the live streams. And then we've got the 8-12 minute video audience that prefer it in shorter content. So we try to make sure we can cater for as many people as we can. We're also going to record another episode of the podcast tomorrow, myself, Chris and Connor. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. The full episodes go up on Spotify and then clips go up on the Anfield Agenda YouTube channel. Ladies and gents, a couple of quick things. Do hit the like button for me before you head off. Thank you as well to everyone that subscribed and joined us tonight. Appreciate you. We'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm off to record the player ratings video. And hopefully you guys can give that a view and let me know what you think as well. But honestly, thank you so much for being with us. Love you all to bits. And